Hey guys, hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to talk about the low light capabilities of the Osmo Action, which is kind of a fantastic camera in my opinion. But in low light, especially I want to talk about low light in this video. In low light, I did notice that while capturing photographs in low light, I did notice that it had issues with highlights. Just like any other mobile phone camera, since the sensors are small, this issue tends to happen. So the issue I noticed is that in long exposure photographs, I have seen that the shadow areas are well exposed and maybe even slightly underexposed, but mostly well exposed, but whereas the highlight is too much blown out. But I did make sure that I have kept the shutter speed accordingly. I used a camera and I kind of copied the exact settings over to the Osmo Action, considering in mind the aperture value also. So that's how I captured a photograph. You can see this photograph right now and you'll know what I'm talking about. Well, this made me wonder how it will perform in low light situation. And by low light I mean like really low light and kind of well lit conditions, say the city at night, which involves roads that are not well lit and well lit roads as well. What I did was I mounted the Osmo Action on a chin mount and I took the motorcycle out to the city and filmed it. I kept the ISO value at 1600 or 1600 since I knew that 3200, which is the maximum you can go with the Osmo Action, I knew that it won't be good. Even with like DSLRs or mirrorless cameras, 3200 is not such a good value, which is why I limited it to 1600. If you want to know more about how to shoot in low light with the Osmo Action, leave a comment below and I'll recommend some settings and footage as well. I've shot the video in Osmo Action in 2.7K resolution at 24 frames per second. And right now I'm shooting this video at 1080p 24 frames per second. Exactly, to be precise, 25 frames per second. So what I'll do is I'll upload this video, which is being shot on the mirrorless cam, to 2.7K to match the resolution so that you can, and I'll output it in 2.7K as well, so that you can get an idea of the raw footage. I'll not be editing the footage, you can just you can just see it as it is directly from the Osmo Action. Well, watch the video now and I'll add my thoughts later on. So let's go. Well, I hope you guys have watched it. And here is my verdict. After watching the video, I've noted down some points over here. And as I mentioned in the photograph, I found those same things copied to the video. Not copied, I found the same things in the video. Which is the highlights. The camera tends to be struggling handling highlights when there is too much shadows mixed in. So it tends to overexpose to the highlights, and which is kind of an issue because it seems too grainy and too noisy exactly at the spot of highlights. I hope you have seen the part where a vehicle is coming in with the headlamps fully blown, blinding others. I hope you understood the point. Maybe some firmware can deal with that? No, but I don't think so, since the sensor is too small. Maybe it cannot be done. But still, it's good footage, and that highlight issue is one of the big issues I've noticed. The second big issue is, keep in mind that this is an action cam. Osmo Action. That's the name of this camera. Considering that this is an action camera, it tends to struggle with focusing while on the move in low light conditions. I hope you heard me right. In low light conditions. In proper lighting condition, it captures fantastic footage. So if you have noticed that while moving and in low light conditions, the camera tends to struggle where to focus and those kind of things. I have not seen the Osmo Action behave in such a way since I got my hands on it. It has been a few months. But if you have watched closely, you might have noticed that while I'm stationary, while the motorcycle is stationary and is in lots of traffic, the maddening traffic as you might have seen, and in other places where I'm kind of slowing down, at those times the camera is not struggling to focus. Yes, the footage is kind of grainy, but still it's usable. So overall, I feel that the camera is very much capable in low light conditions if you can put in the proper settings. You can control the exposure value, and by the way, you can shoot in manual in video with Osmo Action. It is a very good thing for a small camera. And as I mentioned before, if you want more tips about how to shoot with the Osmo Action on low light conditions, please do let me know in the comments below. I already have decided to make it, but if you have those things in mind and if you post it as comments below, I'll push the priority upwards instead of doing it as per my priority. Well, I hope you guys have learned something out of this video, and I hope it helps you making a purchase decision with the Osmo Action, or you might have to cross to the other side and go with the GoPro. Well, since I have talked about the GoPro, I know that my friends use GoPro and they have had a lot of issues randomly turning off, getting stuck, those kind of things. But DJI has done a fantastic job, and I didn't have any such issues so far, not getting stuck. The battery life is good too, not great but good, and it's a very good camera, and it can perform in low light condition as well. Given that you don't expect too much from it, don't expect it to perform as much as a camera. Well, that's it guys, hope you found this useful. I think I already mentioned that. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care and stay safe.